Good morning. So today I'm going to continue talking about spaciousness. I talked about it in a particular way last time and recommended this practice of observing shape and colour, simply shape and colour, noticing how that when we look at anything, we start conceptualizing, we start making stories about it. So we embellish it, we embellish everything that we see. Perhaps it's something subtle like a feeling of like or dislike, but it happens so quickly that we just don't notice that it happens at all. So to actually prepare ourselves for spaciousness by a practice like sitting somewhere outside and noticing simply shape and colour. If we can reduce, you could say, everything to that, or even magnify everything to that, rather than adding anything, we can allow the beauty of shape and colour to really come towards us. So sometimes I notice that if I'm sitting still in the house, I can do it right now actually with this room. So I'm looking at the screen and I can see parts of my room. I've become really fascinated with angles, and I can see loads of angles now. There's the angles of the ceiling and how they relate to the angles of the door and how they relate to the angles of the picture. So that in itself can be a practice of noticing beauty. When I started drawing, I noticed that I got quite excited about even a line on a page. I know that might sound daft, but it's like, a simple line on a page. I've chosen how long to make it, which angle it's at. So it sounds so silly, doesn't it? But what I'm talking about really is appreciating the simplicity of shape and colour, of marks, of everything in our world that we just don't notice because we're so busy thinking about something else. Anyway, I'm going to take a different approach to spaciousness today. So what I'd like us to do is to close our eyes, if we're happy to do that. And so to take our attention inward. To take our attention inward and to focus somewhere around the middle of our torso. Perhaps it's our heart area, or perhaps our heart area feels like it's somewhere else. But anyway, let's center ourselves in our torso. And the sensation might be of the weight of our upper body. We can feel gravity. We can feel clothing against our skin. And I wonder if you can feel energy. Can you feel energy in your body? Now, if we're not meditating, that might be quite difficult to do. But actually, all the time, there's activity going on in our body. There's energy. And if we're sensitive, we can feel that in terms of, sometimes it's in terms of tightness, tension, maybe muscle tension. Maybe there's some discomfort in the body. Maybe some indigestion or a rapid heartbeat. There may be all sorts of things going on. But what we need to do is to learn how to listen to our body, because it doesn't often get heard. And the reason for that is because we're so much in our head. We're thinking all the time. And it can almost feel like we're one big head. And what goes on in our head is very often not spacious. And that is because we're not centered in our body. We're thinking about all sorts of other things. So when we're thinking of something, that's where we are. I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but if I'm thinking of what I'm going to do this afternoon, that's where I am. I've gone there. I'm not here anymore. I've actually gone there. So what we have to do is to learn how to be present. And the body is the most direct way of doing that. Coming into the body, learning how to be embodied and to be aware of that embodiment. If we can learn to do that, then what we find when we close our eyes, so let's just take our attention now down into our buttocks, into our seat, into the contact that we're making with whatever it is that we're sitting on. Now that's a strong sensation, isn't it? You can't avoid it being a strong sensation because the whole weight of your upper body is going down into that seat. Now see if you can relax your buttocks a bit more. Even if you thought you were relaxed, just relax your buttocks into the seat. It's almost like you're allowing them to spread on the seat. Can you feel the seat? Maybe there's certain parts of the buttocks where there's more pressure and parts where there's less pressure. See if you can notice. And now, if you had to describe that sensation right now in your buttocks, I think you'd find that quite hard to do. Is it pleasant? Not particularly. Is it painful? Probably not. But it isn't neutral, is it? How can it be neutral? You're feeling something strongly. So we haven't got to hunt around for some explanation. We've got to be prepared to meet it more directly. Now, if we can do that, what you find is a spacious energy. Now, why do I call it a spacious energy? Well, because it isn't fixed in one place. And actually, if we can be deeply enough in it, what we'll find is that there's no difference between our buttocks and the seat. In other words, that sensation that we are feeling is made up of us, let's say we're the subject, the seat, which let's say is the object, and the sensation caused by not just our buttocks, but by the seat as well. They're meeting and creating a strong sensation. And if we relax into that sensation, I think you'll find that the edges start blurring. You can't really say where the edge of that sensation is. Now, this is quite profound. Because if we allow that sensation to grow, if we allow it to spread, if we allow it to merge with space, as it were, merge with the space beyond just our buttocks and the seat. We're not creating that. If you can drop deeply into the sensation, you will feel that. You'll notice there are no distinct edges. And then you can drop into the spaciousness of those sensations. The spaciousness of just relaxing right there in those sensations. So sensation is very relaxing. And sensation is very spacious. It's not confined in the way that we often restrict it. So, for example, if you've got a pain, it seems like it can be very discreet and in one place. But there are ways of working with pain, similar to what I'm describing, that can help a great deal. Anyway, I might talk about that next time. For now, that's the finish.